The cases against Donald Trump have all but imploded. It's time to take a victory lap, boys and girls.
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth. I'm surviving on top of the line!
Hi, this is Pastor Marty. Welcome to the Afternoon Drive. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Once you are, smack the bell. Click the word all. That gives you notification of my rants, my ravings, and my undeniably flawless reasonings. Thank you so much for watching the Afternoon Drive. Please like and share this video. That's how we get the word out that we're here, because after all, there's positively, absolutely no one else like me doing this on YouTube. And that ain't bragging. That's an undeniable, verifiable statement of fact. Well, as we reported to you last week, the case in Georgia has really taken a few twists and turns. In fact, Fanny Willis admitted on Friday that she has, in fact, been sleeping with the guy that she brought in to be the lead prosecutor. You know, the slip and fall injury guy, the Better Call Saul, who's never tried a felony case in his life, and she's paid him almost $1 million. Makes you wonder how the other associate DAs in her office feel about that, doesn't it? We find out that she fired a whistleblower who was trying to alert her of financial corruption within her office. Wonder why she wasn't interested in that. And there are the pundits that have been protecting Fanny, saying that she was only being singled out because she's a woman of color. And now that she has admitted to this illicit affair and what really looks like financial kickback, they're having a hard time working this. So now all they can say is, well, she's not recusing herself, and no judge at this point is going to replace her, or this case is dead. This case is dead anyway. This case is dead anyway. Because even if they proceed with this absolute farce sham, they have automatically given Donald Trump grounds for immediate approval for an appeal. You can't go exposing corruption while you yourself are corrupt. So what's happening in Georgia, it's all but over. And now we turn our sights to January 6th. You know, that thing that they called an insurrection, and Donald Trump was a threat to democracy, and we can't have this. Well, Team Trump has been arguing that as president, he was immune and that the decisions that he made could not be brought against him. And of course, Jack Smith, the weaponized Department of Justice hack that's been brought in to bring down Donald Trump, went hot and heavy after Trump. And now, all of a sudden, it's gone. What do you mean it's gone? I mean, it's gone. It's off the D.C. court docket. It's gone. Gone.
Looking at that one as the big case. There's a decision coming down in D.C. soon that could affect Jack Smith. How?
We legal folks are getting impatient here. So yes, Donald Trump, this is the criminal case. He argued that he has immunity. We heard this oral argument 3.5 weeks ago. And I think given how quickly the Court of Appeals scheduled that argument, we thought they were going to rule real quick. Well, here we are going on 3.5 weeks. So people are wondering what's going on. Time is of the essence here, because here is where we are for that argument, the Court of Appeals. Whoever loses, going to try to get it, of course, up to the U.S. Supreme Court. Meanwhile, the district court, the trial court, they've been on pause this whole time. Judge Chutkan has already made pretty clear in her other rulings she's not expecting that March 4th trial date, which is now about a month away. That's not going to hold. But the question is, how quickly can they get it back there?
Good morning, or as my friends say, GM. I'm here to check on my trial date.
Thank you for your appeal, Mr. Trump. I'll just add this to the calendar. Check your trial date. Recognize that you are the divine Ultra MAGA King and God Emperor of the United States. Check this box, and it's gone.
Jack Smith pretty much jumped the shark a couple months back when he wanted the Supreme Court. He was going to bypass the appellate court level, and he wanted the Supreme Court. In fact, he demanded that they step in and give a ruling on this. You demand? What's the problem? Why this big rush? After all, you were all set up. The trial was going to start on March the 4th, the day before Super Tuesday, and this would all but end Donald Trump being able to run. But your case was unraveling. More and more information was coming out about what really happened on January the 6th. And so you wanted the Supreme Court to step in and immediately side in your favor. And the Supreme Court said, no, you think you got a case? Take this to trial. Bump-a-dum-bump. Well, Dr. Steve Turley is reporting that some representatives from the great state of Florida wanted to know where did Smith get the authority to be able to kick in the doors of Mar-a-Lago and convene a grand jury there and threaten and intimidate witnesses in the state of Florida. And they demanded answers. And shortly after they sent him this demand for answers, he pulled the case entirely.
Florida Representative Anna Paulina Luna, who's wonderful, she just tweeted out that she and her Republican colleagues of several days back sent a letter to Jack Smith, this rogue prosecutor, weaponizing the law in order to blatantly interfere in the 2024 election. And they demanded that he produce information for precisely how he has conducted the sham indictment legally, legitimately, such as how on earth does he have jurisdiction to assemble a grand jury in Florida, right? In the case of Trump's handling of classified documents, he was just gloating about there, as you can see. Or his authority to offer immunity, all this technical legal stuff. But they were noticing that Smith is doing all kinds of shenanigans behind the scenes that they're like, wait a minute now, this is not legal. This is not legitimate. You show us your authority here. So they sent him that letter and they gave him 9 days to respond to that congressional inquiry. And Anna Paulina Luna just posted that literally within hours after the congressional inquiry, hours after her office sent Jack Smith the letter requiring him to produce requested information regarding his investigation, the case against Trump disappeared. It got removed from the D.C. court docket, which means that Jack Smith has got even more explaining to do, not less.
Now, I don't know if that's really the reason that Jack Smith has pulled this case. I think it's one more piece. But here's what I think overall. And again, this is a little Pastor Martyology for you. This isn't inside baseball. This is just me looking at it, and I'm thinking this is the case. When they brought these indictments against Trump, they automatically thought that this would be the end of him. You had Krispy Kreme Christie out there running around saying, he'll be in prison before, springtime. I've tried these kind of cases. Yeah, okay, go away. I think they thought that just the weight of the indictments, that Donald Trump would wave the surrender flag, say, look, I'll go back to Mar-a-Lago, I'll play golf, I won't run for president, just leave me alone. And they would have left him alone. He didn't do that. And the indictments didn't stop him. They emboldened him. They empowered him. And now you have groups of people that are not even supposed to like Trump, like the African-American community, the Hispanic community. They are now moving toward Donald Trump in record numbers. The average voter, the lightweight Democrats, the independents, they're moving toward Trump because they're looking around saying, the economy actually kind of worked under Donald Trump. He certainly had control of the border. And you know what? We've lived through a 4-year Trump presidency. He's not the tyrant. It's not tyranny. It's not fascism like we were lied to and scared into believing. So now, by and large, the voters are saying, yeah, we'd definitely take Donald Trump over Joe Biden. Do you understand that the political heads are exploding in Washington? But I've told you about this. That God has this way of sometimes stepping into a situation and just sort of messing with things that make experts' heads explode. And I really do believe that is what's happening here, because these indictments would have taken out any other politician. not Donald Trump. It emboldened him. He is surging in the polls. And groups who themselves have felt victim to the Justice Department are now moving toward Donald Trump. Big time. And Haman's about to hang from his own gallows. I think as more information is coming out about January 6th, we're hearing that the chief of police for the Capitol Hill Police was begging for the National Guard to come in, and the office of Nancy Botox Pelosi said no. Donald Trump wanted to move the National Guard in, and Nancy Botox Pelosi's office said no. They wanted those visuals on your TV screen. They wanted to create this illusion that the government was under assault that day. And now that more and more and more video has come out, and the truth has come out even about the pipe bombing, the American people are looking at all this saying, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Jack Smith has pulled this case on indefinite suspension because he knows the truth is out there. And if he takes us into a courtroom, all that video gets to get shown. And Team Trump can present it in the way they want to present it. In other words, all the things that the J6 committee wouldn't let you see, you will really now get to see. And Tucker Carlson has been all over this, and just recently talking about something about the the pipe bomb. That the police seemingly didn't care, because were they in on it?
So here's the FBI's version of what happened with the bombs.
The FBI releasing new video of the person suspected of planting those pipe bombs the night before the Capitol riot. And the FBI officially confirming those pipe bombs placed at the Democratic and Republican National Committee headquarters could kill.
These pipe bombs were viable devices that could have been detonated, resulting in serious injury or death.
The video offering specific detail on the suspect's movements. By 7:52, the suspect has made it to the DNC headquarters. The suspect sits on a bench and appears to fumble with that backpack. A bomb is later discovered in the bush adjacent to the bench. At 8:14, the same suspect walking down an alley next to the RNC headquarters. A bomb placed there as well before exiting the area, walking past the Capitol Hill Club.
So you probably haven't heard a lot about that story since then. Nobody has. But a few months ago, there was a very significant development. Capitol Police quietly released new surveillance video from the moment, showing the moment that one of the bombs was discovered. And that video, if you watch it carefully and apply common sense to it, raises some very disturbing questions about what this was all about.
What it depicts is the discovery of the DNC bomb at approximately 1:05 p.m. on January 6th. And if you follow the timestamps closely, you can see this guy in a backpack come into frame at around 1:05. What he does is he first approaches a car, which is a Metro PD car, talks to the driver's side in the window for a while, then moves to the other side of the window, and then eventually moves and chats with somebody in a black SUV, which is a Secret Service car chatting with Secret Service. In fact, we've learned through multiple sources that the Metro PD was part of that Secret Service detail. Why was the Secret Service there? We'll get to that in due course. But the guy finishes talking to the SUV and then leaves the frame. What the individual in the backpack is doing is alerting the Metro PD and the Secret Service of the fact that there is a pipe bomb just feet away that was planted by the park bench outside of the DNC. Now, for those watching this video, and everyone has to watch this video to follow along, the first thing that will strike you as remarkable is just how utterly unconcerned both the Metro PD and the Secret Service are about being informed that there was a pipe bomb literally within feet of them and within feet of their protectee, who was VP-elect Kamala Harris. You'll notice if you watch from approximately 1:07 to 1:09 in the timestamp, utterly lackadaisical, utterly unconcerned. Takes them minutes to even get out of their vehicles, at which point they're just kind of lingering around, uninterested, unconcerned. And then this alone is enough to be a national scandal and blow open this investigation with severity. And that is the Secret Service, the Metro PD. You'll see this. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. They allow a group of children cross the street in the direction of the pipe bomb and allow the children to walk within feet of the park benches where the pipe bomb was planted. The Secret Service agent as well is walking right with the children within feet of this bomb. Then, about a minute later, a Capitol Police officer walks even closer to the bomb, takes a picture of it, gives a thumbs up sign, leaves, after which point the Metro PD car, the Secret Service car leave, and then the video is over. Now, I know from very reputable sources who have seen the extended video that minutes after that, they have a bomb-safe robot come to dismantle and defuse this bomb. Now, people listening to this are probably asking themselves, first of all, why the unconcern from the Secret Service and the Metro PD? Unconcerned for themselves? Unconcerned for their protectee, Kamala Harris? Unconcerned for the children that they cavalierly allowed to walk within feet of this explosive device? And that concern juxtaposed and contrasted with the fact that they needed a bomb-safe robot to defuse this pipe bomb, this alleged pipe bomb. So those are the facts that are illustrated incontrovertibly in this video, and that I think as a self-contained analysis are sufficient to be a national scandal. So it's very clear that there's zero interest really in getting to the bottom of who this is. And I guess on its surface level, it's strange that the DNC is uninterested. You would think that of all institutions, the DNC would be interested in covering the identity of the person, allegedly this MAGA terrorist, who planted an explosive device right outside of their national headquarters. And yet they seem to be the least interested, all the way up to the fact that Kamala Harris, the vice president, has for some reason foregone the opportunity of milking politically the fact that she was at the DNC while the pipe bomb was there.
So Jack Smith pulling the case. And that it's just kind of like on indefinite hold. Well, it's certainly not going to happen on March the 4th now. Well, it's not going to happen before the election. Fanny Willis is in trouble. They got Alvin Bragg, who's a state lawyer with a state case trying to make a federal charge. That's not going to hold up. The best they've got is that old hag who claims that he groped her in a dressing room and she got $83 million awarded. That doesn't necessarily mean that Trump is ever going to cut that check. The deep state is going out of its mind right now. The political class, the oligarch, they are going out of their mind right now. And even the World Economic Forum has said we cannot have Donald Trump back in the White House. He will end, this is their words, he will end globalism. Ta-da! Oh, it's getting fun, boys and girls. It's getting fun.